I started out working for WPP on a scheme that Martin Sorrell created called the WPP Fellowship. Stayed out in America for about 5 years, moved back to the UK, worked for a communications agency called Naked as a strategy director, and then moved to VCCP about 5 years ago. I think there are lots of benefits to joining the Chime family, and really it comes down to people and expertise. I think that on one hand you've got some of the most creative brains in the industry. I think we've got some really big brains, so in terms of strategy and the creation of really interesting integrated communications plans, I think that's sort of second to none. And I think also from a sort of technology perspective, I think we've got some really good creative technologists, developers, coders, who are doing some really outstanding projects. My understanding is that other small business backers would be about pumping money into a business, and I think what's interesting about Chime Ventures is that yes, there's a financial element, but actually it's about access to knowledge and to skills and to people that help build a business. I think it's a really exciting time for companies to be starting up at the moment, and I guess there are a number of reasons for that. I think firstly, the financial barriers to entry are lower than they've ever been before. I think it's easier and faster and cheaper to get an idea to market. I think that through using digital and social channels, I think it is easier to build a buzz and to build a fan base around a company or an idea, again in a way that we've never had before. And I also think that it's easier to co-opt an audience to get involved with your product or with your idea, again in a way that we've never seen before. I think it's interesting to think that actually the digital and social media startups of today are just going to be the established companies of tomorrow, and they've really rewritten the rules of the way that businesses do business. And I think that actually their approach is nimble, hugely agile. It's giving some of the older, more established companies real cause for concern, which I think is great. I think the main challenges facing digital would be the same challenges that face any organisation actually. I think the first is talent and people, and I think that despite offshoring or outsourcing and the fact that there is a global workforce now, I still think it's really difficult to find and retain the best people. One tip to entrepreneurs, it would be in the area of partnership. And by that I mean that an entrepreneur or a team of entrepreneurs don't need to know the answer to every single question. What they need to know is who to talk to and who to ask those questions.